there, Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bosk's Bounty video. And in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Alexsandr Kallus from Star Wars Rebels, also known as Agent Kallus. If you are a fan of the show, you'll know that. And this is the bad guy from the show that we've been needing for our collections. Or is he the good guy? I'll let you decide. If you haven't seen the show, Star Wars Rebels on Disney Plus, then I recommend watching it. I think it's really good. Really enjoyed it. And we've definitely been waiting for this character in the line. So, with all that being said, if you didn't enjoy the video, hit the like button down below, subscribe if you're new, and let's take a look at that card back. Alright then, so here is the card back for the Alexsandr Kallus from Star Wars Rebels. You can see you've got the Star Wars Rebels logo at the top there. Pretty decent image of him, kind of an action shot with a blaster that you don't actually get included with the figure, so we'll talk about that later on. But there he is in the bubble, and like many or all of these animated characters, the head sculpt has a realistic interpretation of the character. Of course, there's no human person to base him on at this point in time. He's never been in live action or anything like that. Purely an animated character at this moment in time. So that is why they've obviously used an animated shot for the card back image there. That looks to be straight from the show. You can see he's got his sideburns there, his famous sideburns. And on the back of the card, he is VC365 in the line. And as always with these now, they show you an image of the figure outside of the bubble, or loose if you like, in front of the card back. We've got the Vintage Collection logo, Disney and Hasbro at the bottom. There is a brief bio of the character if you want to pause it and read it. And there it is one more time. Orange name pill for this one. I wouldn't say it's one of the better card backs I've seen, I've got to admit, but, you know, it's the figure that I'm really interested in on this particular release. Alright then, so here is Agent Kallus out of the packaging. Got him quickly posed there with his, what, electro staff, would you call that, I'm guessing? And in case you were wondering, everything from the belt up on this figure is new. So the torso is new, the head is new. It's a newly sculpted helmet as well. We've never had that before in the line. And I'm pretty sure the arms, even the forearms, I think are new as well. I don't think I've seen those before. The shoulders have some armor plating on there, which we haven't seen before. I don't think we have anyway. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that the forearms are new as well. However, everything below the waist has been used before. Those legs in particular, you know, it's an Imperial officer. We've seen them on a few different occasions, particularly on Thrawn. So this was the Thrawn from Rebels. Exactly the same legs and boots. Not the same tunic though, the lower tunic, because obviously Thrawn's has the holster on there. But we have seen that lower tunic before on characters like Admiral Piet, for example. Exactly the same belt, exactly the same design of the lower tunic. So I'd say everything from the belt up is new. And I've got to say, I think he looks great. You can see he's got his little yellow and blue rank badge there on his armor. He's got his electro staff with the little plastic effects at the end there. The big disappointment for this figure is that he doesn't come with any type of blaster, which he is seen using in the show, and also I'm pretty sure you can see him on the card back using it as well. So it is a little bit disappointing that they didn't include that. I really don't understand why. It couldn't have costed that much, really, could it, to include a blaster, especially as only half of the figure is new. But of course his electro staff is new, and that is all one piece apart from the sort of electro effects which just attach on the end. So you can remove those, so you can have it like unignited if you want. And now you've taken a look at the figure and I've explained, you know, what's new and what's not. We'll take a closer up look with the helmet on and also with the helmet off, so we can take a good look at that head sculpt. Alright then, so let's take a closer up look at the figure, and first of all we'll leave the helmet on for now, so you can just see his face through the opening there, and then on top he's got those little dimples going on, and then some nice detail going on around the back. So as I said, that's a newly sculpted piece. We've never had that before, and I do like the way the sort of face mask covers his sideburns. They're almost like in the shape of his sideburns, which I always thought was pretty cool in the show, and they obviously have replicated that with the figure as well. But there you can see his armor, so his chest armor with the little rank badge there. There you can see his armor on that shoulder piece. And what I mentioned about the forearms there, I think there's something going on with the glove there that I don't think I've seen before. I could be wrong. They may have reused that. And then on the back there, you can just see some more detail sculpted into that armor. There's the belt. And then, as I said, underneath, from there down, we've had that figure before. It's basically the Imperial officer. But the good thing about Agent Kallus is that you're going to want to get this character into more dynamic poses than you would, say, Admiral Piet or even Admiral Thrawn. You know, he is a bit more action-packed. He does get into scrapes and into fights with the heroes. Obviously, he has that electro staff, so, you know, and this figure has got barbell hips, and it does have the split at the side of the soft vinyl plastic, so it does allow for some dynamic poses with this character, even though he is essentially in an Imperial officer's outfit, if you like, or uniform. Right, let's take the helmet off. Now, it's a really good fit, this. So we just take that off. You can just see that there. And then look at this head sculpt, man. This is great. There he is. Now, as I said, they've done a realistic interpretation of the animated character, and I think they've done a pretty good job. Look at those lamb chop sideburns on the face there. Real 70s vibe going on with Star Wars Rebels. And he looks a little bit angry, doesn't he? But there, I think that shot there, I think that really does replicate the animated character pretty well. And I do like the sort of two-tone colours going on in his hair as well. Sort of some brown and then some lighter shades of brown as well. So I'd say they don't really have a reference as such in terms of a human reference. So I think they've done a pretty good job. Definitely from the side, I think that looks like Agent Kallus. So in terms of the articulation, you know, from the waist down, he does have the barbell hips. The knees are okay on these Imperial officers. They go 90. He's got the rocker ankles. And then he has the shoulders, which go all the way around, of course. Then we have okay elbow joints. They are not the best, it has to be said. They literally just go about 90. Then we have hinges at the wrist. And then you've got that torso joint above that belt there, which all of those Imperial officers have. But he is pretty cool. I do like him, and obviously it is great to finally have one of the main villains, if he is a villain, from the Star Wars Rebels animated show. So there you go. Accessory wise, this is his electro staff, if you like. And it looks like it could potentially come apart, but it doesn't. So it's not, you know, you can't hold one piece in each hand. It's just one long piece of plastic. It does have a slightly different coloured blade on it there, if you like. And then you can remove these effects off the end. So then it becomes like an unlit staff that he could sort of hold whilst he's standing there. So quite a nice piece that we've never really seen before in the line. And I'm guessing it's unique to Agent Kallus. And here he is standing there with his helmet underneath one arm and his staff in the other without the electro effects, if you like. So you can kind of imagine him standing there talking to one of his other officers or whatever in that pose. I think he looks pretty good like that. And to finish the video, here he is just having a bit of a face-off with our good friend Zeb there. What an awesome figure that is, by the way. Fantastic figure. First time I've picked that one up in a little while, and what a joy that figure is. But Agent Kallus looks good as well, or Alexsandr Kallus, if you like. And, you know, he looks pretty cool there facing off against Zeb, having a bit of a scrap with their electro staffs. I think that's pretty cool. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you looking forward to picking this figure up? Are you going to pick it up? Or is Star Wars Rebels just really not your thing? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to my Patreon supporters and channel members as always. Your support means a great deal to me, so thank you so much. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we shall see you on the next one.